Hello everyone, Somber here. This is my first video in what I hope will be a series of videos on Dominions 5. I'm playing in a multiplayer game at the moment, which is on turn number 5, and it's a bit of a special game because it's using the Warhammer Mod nations, which I'm responsible for the majority of the content in, and I'm the one currently updating them. So this game is a multiplayer game with people from the Ruby Discord of Dominions 5 community, and it's got the following nations in it. It's got Ulthuan, that's the High Elves, Nehekara, that's Tomb Kings, Bretonia, that's human knights essentially, Tylea, that's human mercenaries and kind of an Italian region, Skaven Blight, which I'm playing as, that's the evil cunning ratmen, Goldtooth Tribe, which is the Ogre Kingdoms, Zarnagrund, which is Chaos Dwarfs, Altdorf, which is one of the human empire factions, Itza, which is the lizardmen that live in Lustria, and Slanesh, which is the only chaos faction I've done so far, Greenskins North, which is one of the two Greenskins factions, that's orcs and goblins, and Nagarond, which is dark elves, the kind of hated cousins of the high elves. So I'm playing a Skaven Blight. I'm going to try and show recordings of each of these turns as I'm actually taking them, but for this first one I've already taken it, so I'll just kind of show you what I did. So we've got two battles. Obviously it's turn 5, so we're still in expansion. One of them I know is my god going and taking a province, and the other is my main block of troops. So let's have a little look at my god. Here she is. She is a Devi of Darkness. Her main weapon really is that she has extremely high fear, and that means that a lot of the time when she's expanding and she's fighting independent troops, they're actually just going to run away rather than her killing the majority of them. And that's the plan this time. So I've told her to sit at the back. The enemy's going to come running in. I'll just put this on high speed. Because I'm sat at the back, their formation's really broken up by the time they reach her. And the first troops to reach her are going to be some militia, which are not going to last very long. So she's already taken an injury. Unfortunately, I think it was a lucky javelin earlier on has given her a limp, which is not the worst affliction to have, but definitely not great. But I was pretty confident she'd be able to take this province. Let's just see how she does. So she's taken a tiny bit of damage there, but she's pretty tough and durable. That's because she's got high earth magic, which gives her some extra protection naturally. And I've also taken the Bless that gives her extra natural protection, as well as Blood Surge, which makes her... She has better stats and a bit of reinvigoration if she killed something. So you can see the militia run away quick, heavy infantry run away quick, light infantry, it's a side route at that point. So she doesn't kill very many of them, but they run away, which means she wins the province. And then the other battle, which was in Lama, and I'll just go and show you where that is. So this is one next to my cap. That was a fairly tough one. I had some heavy cavalry in it. And in the battle there, I've deployed some Skaven slaves to try and catch the charge of the heavy cavalry, but I've misdeployed them. They're in the middle and the heavy cavalry is going to go around them pretty obviously. My main block of troops is made of, there's my Prophet casting Divine Blessing. My main block of troops is a mix of clan rats, a tiny amount of storm vermin, but the main thing is the Council Guard, which are my sacred. Oh, he hasn't cast Divine Blessing yet, he's going to do it now. So, heavy cavalry go past the Skaven slaves, do a bit of damage here, but my troops start to get stuck into them. Skaven slaves, totally useless basically. This is a very, very bad stat, but they're very cheap, they're only 3 gold each. And over here you can see I've got a couple of rat ogres, which I'm allowed to recruit a couple of a turn. They're pretty good, especially if they go berserk. Their problem is that they're undisciplined, so they're a little bit harder to script than the rest of my army. Can't give them any orders. So, slaughtered the heavy cavalry. Heavy infantry is not going to last very long, just overwhelming force. and that's a fairly easy win in that province. So if we look at the messages, the battle report, we lost a couple of clan rats, a couple of clan rat spears, and the Skaven slaves were basically useless. They did manage to kill something, which is embarrassing for whatever they killed. I also had some dysentery spreading in Feral Woods. That's up here, that's not terribly relevant to me. So, obviously we're still in expansion. I have spotted one other player, this is Britonia, and they don't have an army here. I'm hoping they're not going to really kind of push into this area. I'm going to recruit some scouts and send them down to have a look at those. But basically I have two main forces, that's my pretender over here, and I was considering going and taking this province. I know there is more than 10 things there, but I'm not sure exactly what's there. But the problem there is that my Dominion's not in that province, so she wouldn't receive her own blessing. And it's possible that there is an enemy army coming from one of these provinces that I can't see, and that she would bump into them, which could go disastrously wrong for me. So I thought I'll go and take this wasteland. There's very little here, and she can just pick that off, even though it's not in my Dominion. Meanwhile, over here, I'm going for my first farm province to try and get some income coming in, and trying to pick off this wasteland next to it. So I've split up this force. I've got two chiefs there to do that. So headed over here is the majority of my troops. That's all my sacreds, the better clan rats and storm vermin, and some rat ogres. And then down here I've committed very little. It's just a squad of very cheap clan rats, and then a single rat ogre to go with them. But I'm pretty sure that will take out that what's there. And down here, this I'm much less sure of. So I've sent a very small squad. So 3 of them are Skaven slaves, can be basically ignored, and then it's storm vermin and council guard. This is kind of risky, and I'm expecting quite a few of them will die. They've got a priest there to bless them, but I'm hoping they'll just be able to break through, and kind of the bless will carry them, the council guard, through to take that out with some losses. I'm really just very keen on taking that because it's right next to my cap. Okay, so that's pretty much everything for now. I'll give more details about what my plans are, what I've been hiring to do research and so on, as I take more turns. Thanks for watching.